Good evening, YouTubers. I trust everybody's doing well. I'm going to discuss tonight this situation that I keep hearing on YouTube regarding black men and black women dating other groups outside our race. Now, I guess I'm adding to the mix. Oh, so that's okay for me. If anybody disagrees with my comments, it's okay. This is America. We still have, what is it, the First Amendment, free speech, and all that jazz. I don't know how much it is these days. You know, this is a very different America than what I lived in back in the day. I'm in my 60s now, of course. Very proud 60s. Thank God I'm here still. Every day is a wonderful, wonderful journey of life, and I never take it for granted. In any case, without further ado, let me get to the topic at hand. I personally believe that black women should begin the process of exploring other options of men. If they wish to date or marry, sitting down as black women, being loyal to black men who are out there dating and marrying other groups of women is not going to work for black women, or black women are going to find themselves alone, living alone, raising children alone that they have sired from all these black men who leave them with no money, no nothing. And when I say nothing, I'm talking about insurance, food, a proper roof, a household with two parents in it to assist with raising the children. And this is the lifestyle that black women are living. The vast majority of black women are alone and may have children that they have to raise on their own and struggle and struggle and struggle and struggle for decades and decades with those children, you know, and become unhappy, depressed, or melancholy, or both, and gain an extraordinary amount of weight, because depression leads into all that. And you know, when you reach around 25 as a black woman and you're not with somebody that you're in a relationship with that's leading to marriage, okay? And I'm speaking in terms of being engaged. Chances are you're going to spend the rest of your life alone and being single, because black men today in 2021 do not find themselves in situations where they want to be with black women. It's that simple. And if you're a dark-skinned black woman, you're really left out of the loop where black men are concerned. Oh yeah, they may fool around with dark-skinned black women. Oh yes, you know, you're pretty as a dark-skinned black woman. You have a nice body or a great body as a dark-skinned black woman. But as far as having you as their solid girlfriends or wifing us up, they're not going to do that. They get on YouTube, for Christ's sake, and say it. You know, and they're very blunt with it. And of course, if black women are like myself, you know, say something in regards to disagreeing with them, I become a pariah or an agent, or I'm being paid by YouTube. I'm not being paid by YouTube. I do have a YouTube channel, of course, but I'm not getting a check. And I don't have an axe to grind. I know what I'm talking about. There was a time I used to really be attracted to black men. Over decades of my life, that ceased. And I'm not some bitter, dark-skinned black woman. I'm a fabulous-looking black woman. I work out every day, you know, well-educated, overall a nice person. But some of the worst things that's been done to me has been by black men. And I cannot ignore that. You know, there are black men, a few that I've liked, that's been downright disgusting. And I haven't even vetted them. I went to the gym, and I still attend the gym, of course, but I had to relinquish one gym membership and go to another gym because I was being harassed by black men. So all that has played a part in how I view black men today. And it's not something that I can ignore. And I've seen how they harass other dark-skinned black women in the gym as well. And how they've treated other dark-skinned black women. Lighter complexion black women, they're more in the run-in to possibly having a relationship with black men, or even Caucasian men and Asian men and what have you. If they'll starve themselves to look like a little boy, and maybe they'll get some dusty men of other groups, But my thing is, if you're not going to settle for the crap that black men dish out, why are you going to go to white men, Asian men, Spanish men, or men of other groups if you refuse to settle for crap? You don't go to other groups and pick their crap up and deal with it. So that's my view on what I think about that. That's first. Second, you don't sit down and spend your life waiting for somebody to come into your space. You enhance your life by doing the things that you love, adore, the things that you want for yourself. Because if you're sitting down waiting for some man to come along and sweep you off your feet and say, oh baby, I promise you the stars, the moon, the heavens, and everything else, and everything in life is going to be wonderful, you're sadly mistaken, and you're going to be very disappointed because there's some fantasy. Maybe that crap existed in the 1950s and even parts of the 60s. But that doesn't exist anymore. Point of fact, actually, it probably never did. Now, maybe some women and men, they meet someone that complements their life and it works out great. They're in love and everything. The roses are coming up and everything is wonderful. But that doesn't happen for the vast majority of people. It just doesn't. The way you feel about someone when you first meet them and, 6 months to a year down the road is altered by a lot of other situations that occurs in life, because we change every day. And some people can change and grow, but they can also grow apart. And that's they can fall out of so-called love. For me personally, I believe that you should be the best you can be for yourself, the very, very, very best. And if you happen to meet someone that complements that, that's wonderful. And that's all it should be. They complement who you already are. But you don't put, everything in one basket. And just because it's a black man, a white man, an Asian man, a Spanish man, or any other man in this world, does not mean that you put all your eggs in that basket. Because when the basket turns over, and usually it does, what then? That becomes $1 million question. What then? So, black women, live your life. Take care of your body, your mind, your soul, your heart. Live your life. And see, sitting down waiting for some black man that's not going to appear, that's going to make everything wonderful in your life. And cease having children in poverty. If you can't take care of yourself, or you barely have enough money to take care of yourself, and you can't afford to give your children what they deserve in this life, like a 2-parent household to begin with, a proper roof, food, love of 2 parents, then what are you doing having children in poverty? I love children. I have children of my own, but they're grown men now. They're on their own. Thank God, knock on wood. But it's not fun. And then you become bitter later because the so-called black man left you with all these children to support by yourself. You're stressed out, and then later on down the road, you become bitter. You gain an extraordinary amount of weight because you're depressed, and it's just snowballs into a heap of terrible, terrible situations for you and those children. And now we're in a pandemic, and I still see black women making the same bad choices, getting involved with the same dusty black men that are just no good. It's just bad. That cycle has to cease. And then some black women are into this man sharing gig. What's that going to net? Which there's nothing that's going to come out of that, because then women are jealous and hate each other inherently anyway. So eventually, one woman is going to begin fighting over this one black man, and it's not going to end well. So black women, get yourselves together, educate yourselves, be better for yourselves, travel, explore the world. Who knows who you'll find that may be a decent man, that can complement your life. Take it one day at a time. But sitting down waiting for this black prince to appear in your life, it's not going to happen. And I'm not being pessimistic. I'm a realist to the bone. Okay? It's not going to happen. You'll just get a night between the sheet for a couple of minutes. Maybe he can last a half hour. But then what happens after that? Is he going to leave you to go to the next woman that he can get something out of, which is usually money or a place to rest his head because it's snowing outside, because it's cold, or because it's raining, or because he doesn't have anything, so he has to look for some black woman who he can just use for the summertime or the fall and the winter times. I see it where I reside. I reside in New York City, and I see it all the time. And they, these black men, they usually just use dark-skinned black women that are terribly overweight, that has a bunch of kids already, and that's where they rest their heads. I even hear them discuss it. Mondays and Tuesdays, they're with, Shinqua over here. Wednesdays and Thursdays, they're with Quay over there, and the rest of the week they're with Shania over there. I mean, even in the same building, it's disgusting. And of course, you have COVID out here now due to the pandemic. You have syphilis, gonorrhea, all those old diseases from back in the day is running rampant again. You have herpes, all these things. So black women, be very, very careful. Be very careful. And then you're having babies with these men and you're using no protection at all. Are you asking these men for a doctor's note to make sure that they're physically clean? I mean, you're getting yourself into a host of problems. And later on, you're going to have regrets, and you can't go back and change the past. And then you're wasting your youth. Do you really want to waste your youth on no good men, no matter what race they are? Because you may feel lonely. We all feel lonely. I've been single without a man in my life in terms of my personal life for 25 years, probably longer now, because now I'm 66. So I know what that's like. I know what it's like to be single and you don't see any prospects in your life. I don't see any prospects in my life in terms of personal relationships, because most men my age don't want my age of woman. No matter how good we look, they don't want us. We're old pussy, okay? And we're well seasoned, so they don't want us. Maybe to use us to pass the time, but they want somebody that's like the age of their granddaughter, or maybe grandson, somebody that's a teenager that they can mold for a while and turn out. And then you have men that are gay and they live on the down low. You have that type of situation. You may have one single man that you may meet, but he's not interested in marriage or being in a committed relationship. What he wants to do is play the field. Because I'm a black man, I may have a certain amount of income coming in, so why am I going to bother? I'm just going to have my pick of the litter of all types of women. Until they reach a certain age, maybe around 50 or so, or 60, they'll decide, okay, let me choose, a Caucasian or Asian woman, which is usually what they do. And that's just a fact. I'm not being biased here. Deep down, we all know the deal. So, black women, as I finish up this video, all I can say is be the best you can be for yourself. I stated that in the middle of this video. And if you do happen to meet someone that complement that, wonderful. Have a good time. Just stay safe and secure. Take care of yourself. But focus on you and stop sitting down waiting for some black man to come along that's going to sweep you off your feet and you can realize your dreams with him. It's not going to happen. It's that simple. Anyway, like and subscribe, and enjoy some good wine. Pinot Noir is good. Bordeaux. I love wine. I'm truly a wine connoisseur. Okay, like and subscribe again, and everyone have a nice night.